Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the wokest magic podcast on the internet. The podcast that'll get you so triggered, Tumblr will be like, tone it down, man. It's not a big deal. This is Casually Spike, and I am your host, Dakota Marker, and with me are my fellow cis white somethings, Bill Gantz.
Hello, Internet.
Devin Harrison.
What?
Jeff Moore.
Still here more often than Cole.
And Jaron Denham.
And I'm here 9 times more than Cole. 8. No, 9.
So?
Because he's only been here once. I've been here 9.
So it'd be 8.
9 times.
9 times 1.
Shut
up.
And today on Learning How to Math.
Yeah, get wrecked, nerd. All right, so we're going to be talking about the booster package leak off of the survey that WotC had. And then apparently, Panharmonicon is a deck. I didn't know, but cool. We're going to also talk about some of the other cards that were spoiled with Ether Revolt. There was only like 2, so it's not going to take too long.
No, there's like 6.
Okay, well.
Because then
we're going to talk about the PPTQ that happened last weekend here at Clutch Gaming. And that's about all we got. So, Dakota, do you want to lead off with the booster packs?
All right, so I believe it was last night on Reddit, today being Friday the 9th, there was a thread posted where a user got an image on a survey asking about booster package design. And they showed us this picture, and it's got booster art for Amonkhet, Hour of Destruction, and then Hour of Devastation. And now here's the interesting bit. 2 other sets that we have yet to hear about. One called Atlazan, yeah. And the other called Conquest of Power, which Jaron said it sounded like a Pokemon TCG name.
It looks like a Pokemon TCG
but I mean,
name.
like, you consider Magic sets have this weird tendency. They either have like the short names, like Battle for Zendikar, Shadows over Innistrad, or they have these like really long explanation-y type names, like Oath of the Gatewatch. So, like, an Hour of Devastation. Like,
Ravnica, City of Guilds.
So, like, I could see Conquest of Power being a set name.
I think that I want to see this Atlazan. I really want to see that.
Well, I want to see it mainly because I believe that's Vraska on one of the package art.
I just think you're being racist. I don't think that's a Gorgon.
Where do Gorgons fit in? Assuming this is like either Mesoamerican or like Atlantean, where does this fit in? Where do Gorgons fit into either of those things?
Back at Theros, where they belong. The wall.
Gorgons can swim.
We'll go back the way we came.
Okay.
Oh my. But yeah, basically it's showing off the next 2 sets, and some people are like, Wizards went on Twitter stating, quote unquote, these were just test packaging and that these things weren't final, which I think is a complete crock.
Do you want me to actually read the quote from Twitter?
Sure.
Okay. Quote, yes, these images are from a real survey of ours, but the survey was made to test packaging design concepts, not test actual packaging.
That PR.
Yes. That PR indeed.
And the thing is, like, so you would think because the spoilers we talked about last week were technically leaked before we talked about them, but like they were in the event packaging or whatever, so
Yeah,
not a big deal.
He's sitting here.
And I'm wondering, so like, let's assume that the leak was unintentional and that WotC hated it, kind of like what happened during Oath of the Gatewatch when they spoiled a bunch of that stuff. Why then did nobody get punished for the leak on the Ether Revolt spoilers? And it doesn't appear that anybody's getting punished for this survey thing. I think this is intentional. Like, we're going full woke here, ladies and gentlemen. Wokest Magic Podcast. I think these leaks are intentional. I do not think that Wizards didn't want us to know about this. They want us to get hype, and they just want to act like they don't want us to know.
Or it could be just that WATC is like, this is the internet, stuff's just
This
gonna
is
get
the
leaked
red
anyway.
pill, ladies and gentlemen. We have taken it. We know the truth of the matter. Hashtag WatsyGate on Twitter. Thank you.
I still think that whenever Pascal Maynard took the foil Tarmogoyf in the GP Top 8 in Vegas, that they should have called that Tarmogate.
Well, wasn't it Goifgate for
It
a
was
little bit?
Goifgate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never changed it from Goifgate. It should have been Tarmogate.
Well, nobody calls Tarmogoyf Tarmo except when we back in that weird like teamer build, which was
Tarmo Twin.
Tarmo Twin. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I understand why they call it Goifgate, but Tarmogate actually goes better.
I mean,
Because we're talking about the same thing almost.
but you know, I don't name Twitter hashtags except for hashtag WatsyGate.
I would still love to go to a Grand Prix and get paid in a card worth like what, $1,000?
Well, usually they get some
like
with
4.
the judges they get like 4 or 5 cards and they're each worth like $200 or so.
Yeah.
But still,
But that's what they do instead of paying them so they can get around labor laws.
Yeah, which they're not going to get around that anymore.
Hashtag WatsyGate.
All right, so would we like to move on to this amazing deck?
Let's get ready to get triggered.
All right. Devin, what do we got?
Panharmonicon.
Bullcrap.
No. That Seth Manfield top aided a Grand Prix with GP Denver. I'm looking it up right now.
We are always so prepared.
What are you talking about? Every one of our podcasts is brilliantly and perfectly scripted with no ad-libbing and no filler.
Yeah, we
at
only
all.
had to create that introduction like 2 minutes before. No, it was like 2 seconds before.
Shut up.
That's okay.
But, all right. Seth Manfield's, I believe it is blue-white Panharmonicon.
That sounds right, yeah.
My iPad froze. Anyways.
well, it's an iPad, so
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. It ran 23 creatures, 10 artifacts, 2 enchantments, and 25 lands. A lot of course, ETB triggers and whatnot because of Panharmonicon.
I see a looter scooter.
There's 4.
Big
4
surprise.
Smiller's Copters, 4 Panharmonicon, 2 Sky Sovereigns, and the rest are all a bunch of ETBs and activated triggers.
Yes.
Yeah.
4th Raven Inspector, ETB trigger. Reflector Mages, ETB trigger. Cloud Blazer, it's ETB.
So basically,
Cool,
play
no.
Panharmonicon, play a bunch of things for
Yeah.
value, and get more value, and
Yep.
then just like bury your opponent under the value train.
Yeah, that's about
Yep.
right.
Play
Magical
Panharmonicon as
Christmas
fast as
land.
you can,
Choo choo.
then cast creatures to get double the effects.
I was wondering what this card was, and I'm just looking at Jaren and be like, why didn't you tell me it was Braun?
Yeah, it's Brand Bromsbeard. Yeah. We also have Jeeves as well.
Seriously?
Yes.
How?
It's an artifact that costs 3 mana, I believe. It's not a creature, but if you have no cards in hand, well, if a player has no cards in hand, they draw 3, and you're also allowed to play an extra land that turn.
The Orrery?
Yes.
Ugh. I hate that card.
Also, he ran 3 Displacers to abuse his ETB triggers for Panharmonicon. That's
Seems good.
That man
Seems
is very
good.
smart. Very smart gentleman.
Like, I can't say that Ghirapur Orrery is the Prism Array of Kaladesh, because that honor belongs to Dubious Challenge. But it is definitely that, the Converge Take Possession card, or whatever it's called.
Well, did you see the Saffron Olive Dubious Challenge Modern deck?
Wasn't it like you play a bunch of Hushwing Griffs and stuff, and like...
Better. You play Emrakul, Grizzlebrand, and Flicker Wisp.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
He got into a Grizzlebrand war because the only creatures he saw off of the Dubious Challenge was 2 Grizzlebrand.
So,
What?
I'm thinking he made top 8 because people weren't expecting it.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
And everyone was already not siding for the vehicle decks because they're kind of dead.
Yeah.
So they didn't have any artifact hate.
Well, I mean, like, do people not sideboard for Copter?
Not really, because
Do people
Copter-
do people mainboard for Copter? Because it seems like such a prevalent thing.
the thing about Copter is it becomes a creature for a limited amount of time, but that limited amount of time is very susceptible to like everything.
True. Like
So-
there's a lot of instant speed removal.
So typical removal is good enough to deal with Copter.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
valid.
Stasis Snare.
Stasis Snare. I'm playing Essence Extraction, even though apparently nobody else is. Absolutely love that card.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good card. Alright, so obviously the way this deck wins is they just double their triggers, double their fun, and then they reflector mage your entire board back to your hand and then just attack through.
Yeah.
Because you can't play 8 spells.
Or play 2 of them. And
Or-
then triple trigger.
Yeah,
Just-
quad trigger. Yeah.
Or discard your whole hand with Thought Knot.
Yeah. Which seems fair too.
Or I should say Exile.
One way or the other.
Yeah, no hand.
Completely fair and balanced deck.
I mean, I would like to play it, but it seems like, since he topped with it, everyone's
Everyone's
going to be prepared for, kill all the small creatures.
I actually wouldn't mind trying to play it tomorrow at the showdown.
I mean, it wouldn't. Honestly, to me, it feels like the deck just like stops being that great if you just kill their Panharmonicon.
It is, yeah.
And
Yeah.
like Panharmonicon costs 4, which means like you can fragmentize it.
Yep.
Or like destroy it with one of the many ways we have to destroy things in this
Yep.
format.
Absolutely. We don't have Shadow.
We don't have Shatter.
Seriously?
Yeah, because we don't have a core set
Nope.
anymore, and that's always where they printed Shatters was in core sets.
We don't even have a Smelt.
I don't even think we have Naturalize.
No.
No,
Yeah,
they're,
I think
they're
it was-
natural state. Isn't that what it's called?
We have Natural
We have
State,
Natural
but that's
State.
different.
Yeah.
I think we might have it.
It's not in Battle, and it's not in Oath. And I know it
No, they
wasn't.
have-
I know it wasn't in Shadows.
There's Fragmentize, Appetite for the
It was-
Unnatural.
It was in Dragons of Tarkir, and that was the last time we've seen it.
Ooh.
Man.
Wow.
So the last core set we had was technically Origins, correct?
Well, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
technically, but obviously it didn't count as a core set.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Technically,
it was a core set.
Technically,
It
is
was-
the best kind of right.
it was a it was technically a core set and the second half of the Dragons of Tarkir block, which was itself part of the previous 3 block, but pacing.
And
I
now
just-
we're back to regular standard.
I just want that good Tezzeret.
Well, we'll talk. We're going to talk about Tezzy Wezzy here in a minute, but
All right, so everybody clear on the Panharmonicon deck?
woo,
Cool.
bury your opponents in value. The end.
Clear as mud.
We did it. We completely did it. All right. So, of the 6 cards spoiled,
Yeah.
I would like to go first. Is that fine?
I don't care. Go for it.
All right, cool. I would like to talk about Johnny Unyielding.
Just
Yeah.
because you can source the plowshare in standard.
Actually, it's because I get to play with a kitty.
Wow.
Mao. 4 green white for a planeswalker. Obviously, he's in a Johnny. You +2 to reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Put all non-land permanent cards revealed this way into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. -2, as Jeff said, you get to exile a creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. -9, put 5 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, and 5 loyalty counters on each other planeswalker you control. And he comes in with 4 loyalty. Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm liking the latest version of the big one-eyed kitty man.
So, you know how I've been grinding white black control like really hard lately?
Yeah.
We're gonna go junk, baby. We're going junk. He might be the only green creature I play. Actually, green card other than Oath of Nissa. Oath of Nissa in white black seems okay.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
fine.
But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to like just drop a Johnny, remove your guy, and then go on with my life. Like, I just think that's gonna be great.
Is that the Planeswalker deck one?
No,
No, that's the regular
actual
one.
set.
Okay.
The Planeswalker deck one, which I guess I'll go ahead and do.
Valiant
A Johnny Valiant Protector is also 6 for green white. He starts with 4 loyalty, +2, put 2 1/1 counters on a creature. Up to 1 creature. He has a +1. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom in a random order. And then his ult, which is -11, is put X 1/1 counters on target creature where X is your life total. And then that creature gains trample until end of turn. So, like, you know, like, I like this better than I like the Nissa and Chandra from the Kaladesh and Jordax or whatever
I
they were.
really wanted to jam the pre-con Nissa into a deck, and I never could play green in the format.
So you're going to play it here then?
I probably will, yes.
Okay, that seems relevant. But there's some other stuff here that's really interesting. Like, for example, they revealed some of the story cards to us, and probably one of my favorite cards from the story set is Pia's Revolution. Now, Pia's Revolution is it's the second card in the story spotlight. It's 2 and a red. It's a rare enchantment, and it reads: whenever a non-token artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you return that card to your hand unless target opponent has Pia's Revolution deal 3 damage to him or her. So basically, Athreos for artifacts.
Did I show you the guy that was really confused about how the card worked?
You told me about it.
All right, so this guy, he said he kept on saying that Pia's Revolution just gave them their artifact back, and their opponent would be the one that decided if they took 3 damage or they got the artifact back. And the guy could not get it through his head that he didn't actually own Pia's Revolution in order for this to happen. So he just made the decisions to do it, right? So he didn't think that he was able to make the choice. It was whoever lost the artifact got to make the choice. And everybody's like, no, it's Athreos, as you said, for artifacts. And he kept on fighting with them. I never said a word because I just thought it was too funny to watch. So
Seems valid.
Now, I'm going to talk a minute, even though I've been playing a lot of Control. I would like to talk about vehicles.
Oh, really? And
Yes.
what vehicle did you have on the brain?
There's this neat little flyer called Heart of Quran.
Are you sure it's not Kieran?
It might be Kieran. It could probably be Kieran, but I've been calling it Quran just to make people's eyes twitch. It's 2 mana for a legendary artifact vehicle. It has Flying, Vigilant, Crew 3. But here's the cool part. You may remove a loyalty counter from a planeswalker you control rather than pay the crew cost. And it's a 4/4. Oh.
Gideon has a use now.
No.
Gideon already had a use.
Yeah. Now Gideon can drive 2 vehicles.
So here's what I was thinking. Turn 1, Harsh Scrutiny. Get their guy out of their hand. Turn 2, Heart of Kieran. Turn 3, Liliana. Kill a Selfless Spirit. Crew this vehicle. Punch him for 4. The next turn, Gideon, 0. Potentially kill a guy. Take a counter off of Gideon. Crew the vehicle. Punch him for 4.
Why not just take the counter off Lily?
Because you want to get to that Lily ultimate, probably.
Seems relevant.
Yeah. Because that Gideon can just get his own loyalty back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and still punch somebody for 5.
All right. Well, I mean, and I'm just imagining Gideon driving 2 vehicles. Like, he's riding in the Demolition Stomper, and then, he's got his Sorrel tied to the Heart of Kieran, and he's just like,
I have it. Did you ever see the video of Jean-Claude Van Damme doing the split onto 2 semis?
no.
Oh, so Jean-Claude Van Damme is standing 1 foot on 2 semis on the top of their cabs.
Uh-huh.
And they just slowly start drifting apart from each other.
Oh,
and
my.
he's doing a split right down the middle. This is how I picture Gideon driving 2 vehicles.
So what does he do? Does he just like dig his feet into the trucks and then just kind of like?
No, he stands there, arms crossed, and as the trucks drift further and further away, he extends his legs all the way outward.
But no, I'm saying, how does he actually hit them with the vehicles?
Oh, he just hopes they hit them, I guess.
So I'm just imagining Gideon wearing looter scooters as shoes. Better yet, sky skiffs.
Ooh, yes.
Wouldn't it be
yes.
funnier if he had a looter scooter on each foot and he was hanging upside down from them like this? Come get some, Deseret!
Okay. So, I would like to talk about one last card.
All right, what you got for me?
All right. The reason why I want to talk about this is because it has a keyword.
Yep.
All right. So, we're looking at a black rare. It's called Battle at the Bridge.
I don't like this name for this card, just FYI.
I think it's cool because it's like Battle at the Bulge, which is not a downstairs joke.
It's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
I don't trust you.
Technically, he's right.
There's no technically about it. I am
Yeah,
right.
I know.
All right, so it's X and a black for a sorcery. It has Improvise, which is Convoke for artifacts.
Yeah!
Yes, Convoke for artifacts is a thing. Target creature gets -X until the end of turn. You gain X life.
This doesn't sound broken at all.
It actually doesn't to me. It seems very fair.
Well, here's the question. Will there be a card that reads either, I would assume artifacts, but like, let's just say for sake of example, do you think they would print a card that reads spells you control have improvise?
I don't think so, because that would get way too out of hand.
And Affinity.
Yeah, do you remember Affinity?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Well, the question is why they're even trying to tiptoe around this.
Because,
This would be like them printing Cascade again.
well, do you remember what their answer to Affinity was in Scars of Mirrodin?
No.
It was Metalcraft.
See, I thought it was Jace the Mind Sculptor.
No, that was World Lake. But the reason why we didn't get Affinity, well, they were going to put Affinity in Scars of Mirrodin, but they couldn't find a way to balance it, so they figured 3 or more artifacts would probably be better, and that's where we got Metalcraft. So I really think that Improvise will be fine, especially considering I'm looking at this, and all I'm seeing is you could tap your servos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you tap your servos, you tap your Thopters, like...
You tap your deadlock traps that don't have energy counters.
See, I was listening to some people talk, and I thought it was really interesting that you could build a deck that just tap clues.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even... Like, servos, if you tap them, you don't get to attack or block with them. But clues, you can tap them and not care because they're not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly, which is fine.
So you just, like... You play your 4 Battle at the Bridges, and then you just play every clue maker. You play 4 Tamio's Journal, 4 Thraben Inspector, and just make tons of clues and all the manas, and you just drain the crap out of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb though.
You just stick a straw in them and just drink them up.
Jeff just saw Yehenny's expertise.
Did you not listen to the podcast last week? Get woke.
So I think the other important part that we need to look here is there's a card that was also spoiled that's called Dark Intimations.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 in Grixis for a sorcery. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, then discards a card. You return a creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand, then draw a card. You know what that is?
That is mini cruel.
That is 1/3 of Cruel Ultimatum. But here's the other part that's important. When you cast a Bolus Planeswalker spell, exile Dark Intimations from your graveyard. That Planeswalker enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter. Gentlemen, we will be fighting Nigel Bolus
Again.
But we already knew that because of Amonkhet, whatever it's called.
Amonkhet.
Amonkhet.
But do you think they'll print one in this set since they made that.
Well, here's the interesting part. Now, we got to going back to the booster leaks for a second.
Yes.
On the booster art, the art of Bolus is not on either of the Amonkhet packs shown. It's shown on the Hour of Devastation pack.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the question is Bolus showing up in Amonkhet, or are they saving him for Hour? I'm going to go safety and say they're saving him for Hour, because the thing is, they decided that they needed to save Tezzeret for Aether Revolt, which we're going to get to in a second. So, like, it feels weird to me to have the main villain of a block be, like, back-to-back, kind of, because it would make sense for Eldritch Moon, because the Eldrazi were, like, kind of like their own set, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, having Tezzeret and Kaladesh would have been fine, but the thing is, having Tezzeret be in Aether Revolt and then immediately going to Amonkhet, which Dark Animations is very clearly a plant for Amonkhet block, for, like, Bolus. And having Bolus in Amonkhet right after doesn't, like, jive with me very well, I guess you could say. Especially when we know that we are getting gods in Amonkhet.
Yep.
So, like, I don't know what they're going to do with the gods, like whether they're going to be more monocolored or maybe they're, like, going to do something goofy, like try wedges or shard gods.
I would have to say that they would have to be wedge.
Really?
If not shard, yeah.
Bring back Devotion.
I would not be surprised to see Devotion make a return, because it was very, like, the thing is, Chroma was terrible because Chroma wasn't done correctly.
Right.
But Devotion was great. Like, Theros block, man, I love Devotion. Devotion is great. Like, I still play with Nykthos in every commander deck I own that's less than 3 colors.
I
love it, love it, love it.
I did play a little bit of Devotion. I played the green-black Devotion there for a little while.
Uh-huh.
And I remember I generated so much mana in one turn that I actually managed to whip it Erebos back my I can't remember what the Hydra was called. Pelucranos.
Oh.
Yeah, I whipped back my Pelucranos, and then I still managed to monstrous it for 13.
Wow.
And then kill my opponent with him.
I just played Mono Red Devotion during that time. Because, you know, what was that Minotaur thing again?
Boros Reckoner?
Boros Reckoner.
That guy was there too, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the card that was, like, borderline broken.
There was also Ragemonger, I think his name was.
Dude, Mono Blue Devotion.
Yeah, that deck was real.
Rapid hybridize your own Thassa.
Yeah.
Well, no, the deck back then was mono black control with Gary and Thoughtseize, and that's why we can't have Thoughtseize again.
That actually came a little bit after the blue deck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The blue deck was the one that was found first.
Yeah. And then how'd it go? Like blue, then red? Then...
It went red, blue, and then it went black. And around that same time, I found green. And I started playing the crap out of that green deck because it was hyper aggro. It had a really good matchup against the black deck, but every now and then it just drew horribly and got wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah. The black-green was actually really solid. It was just a mid-range deck. If you played Whip and Erebos like I did, it would turn into a combo deck.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
The next card I want to talk about is a very interesting counterspell, also revealed as part of the Story Spotlight cards. Disallow is a 3-mana, it's 1 blue, it's an instant. Counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability.
I have a question.
Answer.
Can I trick behind this?
No.
Oh, okay.
But basically,
But you can quicken it.
if this art, if this ability sounds familiar, that's because it was on a card called Void Slime.
And guess what? It costs 1 less then.
It doesn't cost 1 less. It just costs, instead of costing a green, it costs 1 color less. So basically, this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a strictly better version of a card.
I mean, I was thinking, like, stifle with a counter.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, this card's going to see tons and tons and tons of play because this, I do think this is the premier counterspell in the format.
It has to be.
I mean, like, they don't like pushing counter magic because counter magic's not fun, and that's why we don't have Stone Rain at common anymore. But this is about as pushed as they're going to let counter magic be in the new format.
So, whenever we get to our first big modern tournament, how many of this are we going to see?
0.
Think so?
Yes.
Because you just play Mana Leak or Spell Pierce, or
And if abilities are that much of a problem, you play Trick Bind.
you just trick bind him, yeah. But the last spoiler I was actually going to say for you, Devin, because you are the Tezzeret fan. Although, to be fair, this is the Tezzeret we have spoiled is not the actual pack Tezzeret. This is the dual deck Tezzeret, but it's still pretty cool in my opinion.
It's actually the Planeswalker.
Deck Tezzeret.
Yeah.
It's 4, 1 blue, 1 black.
Tezzeret, Master of
Yeah,
Metal.
tester. Tezzeret, Master of Metal. Comes in with 5 loyalty counters. Its +1 is reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an artifact card. Put that card to your hand. The rest of the your library in any order. -3 is target opponent loses life equal to the number of artifacts you control. Yeah.
Okay.
And then -8 is gain control of all artifacts and creatures target opponent controls.
Okay, so I have a question real quick. Whenever he reads the name, are you able to add a sick guitar riff to it?
Tezzeret, Master of Metal. Do it, widdly, wow!
No need to edit anything in. Just keep that.
Yep, I like that.
Thank you, Strong Bad, for teaching me how to make guitar noises.
I was thinking more like Brutal Legend.
I was actually thinking more like Mr. Torg.
Trogdor.
You mean like things that are giant metal T-Rexes? And things that are not giant metal T-Rexes? I can do not a very good impersonation, but I can definitely channel the energy.
The energy isn't a problem for me either.
Yeah.
My favorite one that he said is nothing is more badass than treating a woman with respect.
My favorite line is one I won't repeat here because I would have to censor it.
I'm going to assume the one about innuendo.
Yes.
That is also another favorite of mine, and I thought the same thing because I was just going to do it and make you edit it, but I decided against it.
So.
I'm sorry, Devin. I spaced out. What does it do again? No.
Now I just want all my
Do you
planeswalkers edited to be altered to be Mr. Torg.
Do you think that we'll see more Thopter and Servo spamming cards?
We have to,
Of
right?
course we will. Like,
I just want to see someone play as a standard. They go tap 6, Tezzeret Master of Metal, -3. Oh hey, I have 25 artifacts.
Oops.
well, I mean, like, technically, you know the Panharmonicon thing? You know how it works with Fabricate?
Yeah.
So you just play a bunch of Fabricate cards and Tezzeret and Panharmonicon, and then you just go, like, Fabricate, make 4 tokens. Fabricate, make 6 tokens.
And you play Eldrazi Displacer just for flavor.
And you play Eldrazi Displacer, get more tokens, and then you just slam Tezzeret, and you're just like, drain you for 20. GG's.
That was
So
fun.
we're going to play Esper artifacts.
I mean, yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Sign me up.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, you could play Angel of Invention and, like, the black one, the Master Puppeteer or whatever it's called, the...
Fabricate
Trigger
3.
Master of Puppets. Oh wait, no, we can't say that. Metallica might sue us.
Trinketeer.
Eat your heart out, Lars Ulrich. Right at the bottom of your diamond-studded swimming pool.
I don't get it. All right, so yeah, I mean this guy seems pretty sweet, especially for a an intro deck card, you know.
I mean, he, as it stands, he seems almost playable. Like, the deck I just outlined doesn't sound like that terrible of a deck.
All fairness, you're almost playable compared to this guy too, though.
Yeah.
I love you, buddy. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry, I can't reach you.
Stop being so short with yourself.
Oh,
Ooh.
Nobody can reach me in my dreams. In the arms of an angel.
And this is the third week in a row, I believe, that we have had Dakota singing.
Just that one song.
That
That's
one
that.
song. That's it.
And YouTube copyright claims.
Yeah, done.
No.
You know what?
it's
That
only
might
part
be
of it.
why the video had such trouble uploading last week.
No, it was extensions in Chrome.
Oh.
I had to upload it in incognito mode.
You had to go into your porn folder. All right, so since we've covered all of the spoilers, gentlemen, how did the PPTQ to go?
I don't know, because I was stuck in my house for like 3 hours while I waited for a wreck to clear outside my house because people don't know how to drive.
It didn't even snow yet.
I sent you the pictures.
Wait, you mean today?
Yeah, they're on the Facebook chat.
We did a
No,
Grand Prix trial
PPTQ.
tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, PPTQ was last weekend.
Oh.
The weekend where you tried to get me to come, but I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? This is standard. I'm not coming. I'm playing Dark Souls.
Yeah, I was like, whatever, Jeff.
Wimp.
Whatever,
I
Jeff.
don't have a standard deck. I only have modern.
All right, so Bill, you were at your family's.
Yes.
Yes. Devin, you were here, but you had to run it.
I didn't play it.
Yeah, you had to run it because it's your store. So I guess I was the only one that played. And, gentlemen, I don't get to play any more PPTQs this season.
Well, aren't you special?
In the middle, near the middle of December, banish the thought.
Oh no, I don't have to drive an hour and a half to go somewhere to play Magic now.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, I'm going to drive an hour and a half to go play more Standard Showdowns over the weekend.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
It does. I want extra booster packs. So anyway,
He wants his treasure chests that have nothing in them.
Yeah,
you know what? So far, you're right. I pulled a total of like $8 out of, I think it's 11 of them.
Wasn't the best card he pulled like a foil uncommon or something?
I think the most expensive was... No, wait. I pulled a land. I pulled 2 lands.
So what you're saying is that Shardless Agent I gave you today was worth more than all your treasure packs.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, Shardless Agent, I think it's 12. So yes, you're still right. Yes. I think the best thing I've pulled so far was I had a red-white speed land and a black-red tango land. Yeah, that's right. I call them tango lands still.
Yeah, I call them tangos. Who doesn't call them tangos?
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot over.
Excuse me, sir. That's my acronym. Along with another one that I'm pretty sure I can't say.
Yeah, I really shouldn't have said that one either, but you know. It's okay. So anyway, with my prize packs being god awful, I almost have red-white vehicles built minus looter scooters.
So I can play standard finally.
Yes, and I'm never going to pull another looter scooter ever.
You're playing red-white vehicles, Jeff?
It's NASCAR.deck.
It
Yeah,
goes in a circle.
I was like...
Hey,
you're
they
weird.
make right turns every now and then.
Twice a year.
There you go.
Yes, he is wearing a NASCAR shirt, ladies and gentlemen.
And a hat.
And hat.
See, I didn't see the shirt. I just like the hat.
Yet he also drives under the speed limit.
I drive at the speed limit.
Lies.
You drive like an old man!
Could be. All right, so anyway, since I was the only one that played,
You're gonna hike your pants up and drink your Metamucil?
What?
no, he's going to eat the badges still.
You're gonna get you some extends and be like Bob?
You mean Mark Martin?
Uh,
He drove the Viagra car for the last 3 years he drove in NASCAR.
No.
Oh,
Then he went to U.S. Army and then drove out the last 2. But
oh right, he drove the Viagra car for like 3 years, and then
like 5.
like 5 years, and then he drove for the Army for the last 2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
well, at least he knows how to take a tight end down the middle.
Oh God.
Yeah!
We did it.
Dude, he's like 60.
You didn't answer my question. Scott will appreciate that one. All right, so let's go ahead and do an Ask Me Anything. Gentlemen, do you have any questions to ask me about how I did or what I was or whatever?
No.
That is very fair.
What does fear do?
It says enchanted creature has fear.
But what does fear do?
It says enchanted creature has fear.
But what's fear do?
It has fear.
What's on first?
Who's on second?
I don't
Oh,
know who's
no!
on third.
No, it's who's on first. Oh my god, I'm so terrible. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. And then I don't give a darn is the shortstop. Today is the pitcher. Tomorrow's the catcher. God, the only one that's not announced is right field. Let's see. I don't give a darn is the shortstop. I don't know left field and center field. God. Okay.
Anyways.
I was almost there.
You have a phone in front of you. Google it.
No, I had to do it from memory. I have failed. I am so sorry, Abbott and Costello.
Jaren's old-fashioned. He doesn't Google.
That's right. I am 29 years old, and I don't need these goofy little things. Who am I kidding?
Little magic boxes
Says
full
the guy
of
with
knowledge.
the pixel.
Damn right, I have to pixel.
Get wrecked, pleb.
So, Devin.
Hi.
Hi.
What were you playing?
I was playing White Black Control.
Wimp.
Well, it was the only thing I had. Because I was going to borrow Blue Wave Flash off of Joe, but I forgot to ask him for it. Probably a good choice of mine to not play that.
So wait, didn't you play the judge's friend in top 4?
I played him first round and the finals.
Oh, the finals. Okay.
Yeah, I played him the first round and the finals.
So, a question for you since you play standard. Whenever you play the blue-white flash mirror, how do you prevent yourself from falling asleep?
You don't. You drink lots of coffee and hope you don't have to pee.
Because I watched it on Star City Game Stream, and I was just like, it's 40 minutes, and we're still on game 1.
If you ever want to see a really boring match, go watch the green-white devotion mirror from an open, I think it was.
Wasn't it like RTR Theros?
Yeah. It was game 1. Actually, let's go with the whole match. The whole match was like an hour and a half. And it's just like watching paint dry. And they only played 2 games.
Oh, yeah, because I imagine they went to time.
No, this was the finals.
Oh.
No time limit. So they just sat there and played the whole thing. And it was boring as all
So wait, they only played 2 games, so I assume the guy went 2-0?
Yes.
How long did it take?
Game 1, I believe, was 62 minutes.
Compare that to the modern stream that I watched last week, where I forget what round it was, but we had a match that was Infect versus Nelson's.
It was Suicide Zoo.
Yeah,
Suicide Zoo.
that took a total of 15 minutes to complete.
Yes.
And then their second match was Lantern Control versus Red White Bridge, isn't it?
I don't remember that deck. Oh, it was just a red-white control deck.
Yeah, it's Red White Control.
Yeah.
And game 3, they went over to game 3 with like 15 minutes left to go. And turn 1 for the Red White Control player was basically like land, Simian Spirit Guide, Blood Moon.
That's called a free win deck.
Yeah. And then Lantern Control was like, get rid of your Stony Silence, and then he drew another Stony Silence, and it was just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna play Draw Go.
Yep. All right, so I put in the show notes that we're gonna do that. I would like to do a game-to-game breakdown, but we don't have time for that.
What'd you lose against?
Nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm just gonna run down what I played,
Okay.
and that's about it. All right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. So round 1, as I mentioned earlier, I played against the judge's friend. He was on Blue White Flash, and I got game 1, not really resoundingly, but just kind of like got there. Game 2, he barely beat me, and then game 3, I just kind of like stopped everything he did and ultimated Liliana and just ran over him.
Oh, okay.
I actually need to pull up the Planeswalker point thing because I don't remember who all I played against, but I do remember I played Turk at some point. And and he was very salty having to play against me, and I don't understand why, because he beat me. But let's go ahead and pull this up here. All right, I actually remember decks better off of who I played against than I do actually like recounting everything. But I do have to say, my favorite thing out of this entire thing was, I believe it was after round 2, we had a lunch break.
Seriously?
Yeah, and it wasn't like due to any like technical issues or anything like that. All of our food got here at the same time, so we decided that we wanted to eat together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So I'm sitting there after I lost the Turk round 2. I played against Franklin round 3, and he was on, I guess it would be Rug Emerge. I think that's what it is, yeah. They call it Temerge, but I'm old, so I call it Rug. And I beat him 2-0. Then I played against Josh Milliken from Brainstorm Brewery. I beat him 2-0, and he was on Red White Vehicles. He asked me to draw, and I said, we can't draw at this point, because it's not going to be a clean cut if we draw, blah, 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 blah. And then I drew in the last round of Swiss against Mono White Humans. Yeah, Mono White Humans. Who knew? I play against Mono White Humans in top 4. He takes me to like 7, and then I fumigate. And I won that game from there. And then the second game, he took me to like 5, and I fumigated. And then I won the match. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I played against the judge's friend in the finals, who was on Blue White Flash. We both played like crap. It was the greatest thing ever.
Oh, okay.
Get out. So, the one play that sticks out in my mind was I had 4 mana. I had 4 untapped mana, I should point out. I had Liliana on the board from a couple turns before, and all he had was a Thalia. I +1 my Liliana on his Thalia to make it a 1/1. He goes to his turn, doesn't play a land, plays a Selfless Spirit, and then he attacks into my Liliana with his Thalia. I animate my Shambling Vent, and he goes, oh, yeah. I block, even though I was scared that he had something. He decides to let the Thalia go, which is probably, I don't know, like, I'd be okay with the decision, but he's going to lose his Selfless Spirit. Because all I'm going to do is draw my card, play a land, and I'm going to kill his Selfless Spirit with the Liliana. So, I won that game. Game 2, I tried to cast a Collective Brutality on his turn, on his Thalia. I forgot the card's a sorcery. So I killed his Thalia on my turn because he knew I had the Collective Brutality. And then I ended up not drawing anything, not doing well that game, and I lost. And then game 3, I had, like, that game lasted what felt like forever. And he just sat there and kept on, like, getting more guys out on the board. And then eventually I started stabilizing a little bit. And what really helped was he drew three lands in a row. So that helped me, like, get a little bit caught up. And then every single time he played a creature, I had removal for it. The best play I think that I had out of that entire game was he had 2 Spell Quellers on the board. One had a Liliana. One had an Essence Extraction. No, it didn't have the Essence Extraction yet. So I go, end of your turn, Essence Extract your Spell Queller. He Spell Quellers my Essence Extraction. I'm like, well, okay, I guess that's fine. I draw my card, and I go, this is going to be all kinds of feel-bads. I show a Sorin, and I shoot his Spell Queller that has my Essence Extraction underneath it for 6, because I'm at 1. So I go to 7, kill his Spell Queller, kill his other Spell Queller with the Essence Extraction, go to 10, and then I play the Liliana off of the Shambling Vent. Well, not the Shambling, the Spell Queller, and then I clock him for 2 with the Shambling Vent. So I go from 1 to 12 in a turn.
Seems okay.
Sounds pretty gnarly.
I think the only thing he had left was an Avacyn on the board, which I made a 2/3. But at the end of that game, I ended up killing him with... do Do you remember if I killed him with a Westvale Abbey? I think that might have been what I did.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember what I did, but I do know I won. I just was so stressed out by the game that I'm like, I don't care anymore.
So what you're saying is you lost hair? Oh, wait.
I already lost my hair. But yeah, I ended up winning that, and now I get to play in the RPTQ, which is midway through February. So it's going to be standard, and I'm already planning on like just improving this deck, as I said. Flat out, Deadlock Trap MVP is the true MVP. Live Fast is always fun. I just wish I had somewhere to put like Die Young, just for the flavor.
Live fast, die young.
So, now Devin, what did you learn from this PPTQ? Because as I said, that you had to run it as a store owner. Was there anything that you had to actually do differently or feel like you should do differently?
Not schedule PPTQs in the same days as other stores in Pittsburgh.
I mean, all fairness, we are far enough out of Pittsburgh. It really shouldn't matter, but it does matter.
Well, it's only like a 45-minute drive.
I mean, yeah, it's about 45 minutes, but I mean, that's still far enough out that it really shouldn't make a difference, but it does.
Yeah.
Like if we were in St. Clairsville, it'd be different because that's an extra 10 minutes tacked on.
Yeah.
I really don't think that was an issue on your part. I don't think that was an issue on their part either. So, yeah, it's whatever. Now, I'm going to say something that I learned from this.
What?
I'm not going to be so quick to deploy my removal.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I want to combo things with Kalitas, like, really well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wasn't allowing that to happen. Although a lot of the times it didn't really matter. It would have actually just gotten me in trouble. So I just need to read the board a little bit better. And that'll that was coincidental. That was awesome. So I know the microphone didn't pick that up, but Devin was trying to put down his soda can as easy as he could so it didn't make sound on the recording. And at the same time, somebody dropped something upstairs. So
I was going to say, we got ghosts.
no, there's a call center upstairs.
Yep.
So anyway, like, basically what I'm saying is I need to be more patient, but I also need to be, like, not really gun shy when it comes to taking damage.
You? Patient?
I
What?
know, right? I'm a red player. Like, I shouldn't be playing a combo, like a control deck like I am. Because it's just not how I am.
Why do you think I've always been terrible whenever I play control?
I thought you were just awful.
Well, I guess the highest I've ever placed in a tournament, 65th, and it was right behind a guy that was whose last name was Troll. And I missed prize by like .001 on tiebreakers.
Well, you didn't have the feel bad that I had at the first Open I went to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this is in Indianapolis like 6 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
I finished 25th, and SCG didn't pay the top 32 yet. They started paying the week after.
Hey, it's okay. You know, Dimitri went 8-1. Was it 9 rounds or 8 rounds?
I think it was 7. I think it was 8 rounds.
8 rounds.
So he went 7-1.
So he went 7-1. He top 8'd. I went 6-2. It didn't even make top 16.
Yep.
I mean, it was like 32nd.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Can't explain that.
I still remember that tournament. People looked at me and be like, "Why are you running Sphinx's Revelation?" And I was aggro deck because I want to refill my hand. What?
Yeah, nerd.
Yeah.
Devin, you can't just beat up on the weaklings
Why not?
because you won't place in top.
But it works.
Well, but I mean, like, okay, so I got to tell the story we heard about earlier. Supposedly, one of our friends is a judge, and he was telling us about the funniest judge call he ever heard. There were these two players at a GP, and they weren't like in the top 32. They weren't going to place at all or anything. And the one guy just asks the other guy, "Do you want to decide this match by fist fight?" The head judge asked if they wanted to be DQ'd for improperly determining a match winner or for violent actions.
They took for improper.
Oh yeah, because violent actions, like they can look if they want to, they can just upgrade that into a permanent ban. I think.
Yeah, they can. So I don't think I caught the judge's name.
It was David. Something with an I. Hold on.
David I. Okay.
That's good enough. Shout out to the judge.
Shout out to David I.
Shout out to Davey.
Let it out, Davey. David Incorvati. Incorvati.
Sounds good to me.
Shout out to Dave I and his crew, the DCI, coming out the west side.
Sir, you ran a wonderful tournament, and I do hope that you come back. And I want to get my L1 before the season's over. So, help me, please.
Well, let's see. You have to be a rules advisor first, I think.
Nope, they got rid of that.
Oh, did? Well, I know they rehauled the judge system again, but I didn't know.
So I don't have to retake a rules advisor test again.
No.
Oh, good. I was thinking about getting my L1, so.
So was I, but.
Well, I need L2, so.
Well, the way to get to L2, you got to go to L1 first.
But you play.
Yeah.
Dakota, get your L2.
Well, I have to get my L1 first.
Why don't we both get our L1s?
Who, me? I mean, I can get one because it
Why
doesn't
don't
matter.
we all get our L1s? Bill, you're in this.
Sweet,
See-
let's go.
Let's do this.
I would get mine.
We're gonna rename
Just-
the
just so I
podcast
don't
and
have
call
to-
it Magic the Judging.
I the first thing that came to my mind that I thought you were going to say is JudgeCast, and I was going to be like, there's already one of those.
Welcome to the judgiest podcast on the internet. This is Magic the Judging with your judge.
we only judge you a little bit.
Not me, though. I judge you a lot.
Jeff judges everybody not equally.
I judge you by whether or not you eat your fries before your meal.
Does it count if I eat my fries on my meal?
Ooh.
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 Considering I don't live in Pittsburgh, I don't know how that goes.
We go to Permanis.
Well, I mean, to hell with the regional specialties. I got a chicken sandwich. I'm going to put fries on it. And I'll put mozzarella sticks on it, too, like it sheets.
Then again, I'm also the guy that gets cheese curd burgers at Buffalo Wild Wings, so, I mean...
I would also like to order 6,000 chicken vaginas.
And an apple pie.
A sausage McBiscuit.
But anyways,
McGreedle.
I was thinking about getting my L1, L2, whatever, just so I don't have to worry about L2. But I don't know. I think it makes the store better, for the community and whatnot, if they have an outside judge.
I mean, I can see that as well. I mean, I would just like to get my L2. That way I can try to help improve the entire community. Because as much as you probably don't want to hear this, I would like to go to other stores to the judge.
Nope, you're mine. Contract.
Oh, even though I don't have one of those. Okay.
You signed it with your mouth.
Oh.
Verbally.
I thought you signed... Never mind.
Changing topics. Let's go.
All right, Bill, how was your Thanksgiving?
I had a pretty good Thanksgiving.
Excellent.
Family came out. We actually celebrated our Thanksgiving and Christmas at the same time. So
That's always really nice.
Yeah.
That is really nice.
got it all out of the way. Had some family down. Just did the whole holidays thing, and now it's done and over with. So
Seems like a good time.
yeah.
See, what's funny is we're doing that too, but we're doing it the other way.
So you're having your Thanksgiving on your Christmas.
Yeah, we're going to have turkey and presents. It's going to be great.
Oh, man. That'd be so much fun.
Well, no, okay, so here's the plan. I talked to my mom about this. We're going to make the turkey Thanksgiving Eve and eat it then. And
You
then
mean Christmas Eve?
Christmas Day, we're going to have cream turkey and biscuits.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Just as
Thanksgiving Eve, which already passed like a month ago now.
Just as long as it's not National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, December 24th.
No. Ours is more like our Christmas is a little more like Jerry Springer's December 24th.
Oh, yeah,
perhaps-
you see the thing I shared? Greatest front lawn Christmas.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, it had a cutout figure dumping stuff out of an RV into a storm drain, and it said the blank was full.
next to a chair on its back with a silhouette of a burnt cat and a round sled.
They want you to say, would you perform Grace for us? Grace? She's been dead for years. They want the blessing.
I played it.
All right, so is there any... would we like to talk about the Grand Prix trial from tonight, too?
Sure.
Apparently, Junk is terrible.
Junk's all right.
Junk performed like Junk.
Well, you just played like Junk.
Junk performed like trash.
Bill, how did you end up?
Went 2-2. I think I came in 7th,
I don't know, really.
something like that.
Now,
but
now my snow story is relevant because
Yes.
like
Yes. There you go. do it.
6 o'clock, I was like, I wonder when I should go down to Clutch. And then I hear a police car go by. And I'm like, oh, well, there's police. There's a cop that lives down the street. Maybe he just was like tagging speeders or whatever. And then an hour later, I hear an ambulance. And I'm like, okay, that can't be good. I walk outside. I see, first of all, I didn't know it was snowing out today. I just knew that it was really, really cold. So, like, first of all, there's snow outside. That's relevant. And then also, I see just a line of cars going all the way down my road. Like, I sent these guys the picture. I'll show you the picture, Jeff. But it was pretty extreme. And I'm like, yeah.
I think I glanced at it, but
You might have. You might have.
Yeah, I'm not. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go anywhere. So I got my team bags in today. So I started boxing up my TCG order.
Tea bags.
Team bags.
Oh, sorry.
well, that's an edit.
Nah, it's not dirty enough. Besides,
I can make it.
Let's not.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Levi was wondering about our podcasting setup, so I decided that we should take a selfie real quick to send him, and then probably make rude, obscene gestures at him too, even though we kind of like him.
Maybe take a selfie.
But I showed him
Hey, you know what?
when he was here.
This is better because now we have everybody sitting here, and cool things.
Way to take a selfie and not be in a picture.
I am in the picture.
Barely.
You're barely in the picture.
I'm
Your big fat head.
You don't say that.
In the arms of an angel.
All right, so Bill, what did you play against?
me.
We know you
I played against Junk. I beat Junk. Sorry,
pretty
Jeff.
handily from what I heard.
Yeah, it
Hey, I took at least a game.
yeah,
that's fair.
yeah. I got beat by your fairies deck.
Isn't it cool?
I love your fairies deck. It's fantastic. My first game, I'm trying to remember what I was playing against. It was Bant Eldrazi. I beat that 2-0.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I was playing Infect, by the way. I don't remember if I said that. A crappy Infect.
Budget, in fact.
Budget Infect. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll put it that way. And so yeah, Bant Eldrazi's, then your fairy deck. What was my third match? Oh, Turk.
Oh, Escape Shift.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's where I began today.
yeah, and he beat me 2-1, and then I beat Junk 2-1.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
Yeah.
I started out 2-1 against Turk,
Okay.
who was on Escape Shift, as we mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Game 3, I countered his Farseek on 2. I countered it with a Spell Pierce. It was great.
Nice.
And then as I was getting ready to deal lethal, he says, if you didn't counter that Farseek, I would have killed you. And I said, I know, that's why I countered it.
Yeah.
I then played against Scott, who hadn't played in about 3 years. This was actually his first competitive REL tournament that he's played in.
Didn't he come in second or
quite a
third?
while.
Oh, it's
Okay.
it's regular now.
Oh, it's regular. That's what I meant. Yeah, so
Regular.
REL. Yeah. So he beat me 0-2. I just couldn't get anything going, and I drew crappy. So I played against, let's see, it was 4 rounds, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Played against Franklin again. He was on Dredge. Yeah, he was on Dredge. Yeah. I 2-0'd him kind of quickly. I killed him on turn 3, and then unblockableness just kind of got there.
Yeah.
And then I played against Levi, and I got that. He was on black-white tokens, as you like to call it, 2 modern index plus 12 cards smushed together. I beat him 2-1, but he could have won that match pretty easily. I told him that depending on how the other 2 matches went, that I would draw with him to make sure he got into the top 4.
Right.
After looking at the standings, I realized that I didn't have to do that. So it went Scott in first. I was in second, I believe. Yeah, I was in second. Josh was third, who was playing fairies. Well, my fairies. And then Levi was in fourth with black-white tokens again. I played against Josh. I untap for turn 3. He asked me, "Do you have lethal?" after he tapped out for Bitter Blossom. And I go, "No." I draw my card, "Yes."
I did? No. Yes.
So I killed him on turn 3. And then game 2, I lost on a mulligan to 5 that I feel like I almost got there. I was 1 pump spell short of getting there.
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah, I know, right? And then game 3, I just kind of like moving on. Yeah. So
Another turn 3 kill.
yeah. So I played against Scott in the finals, and again, Scott's on burn. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. But
No, I don't believe you did.
I probably didn't. But Scott's on burn.
Well, I wasn't paying attention.
We had decided that we were just going to play 1 game and split the prize, and winner obviously gets the buys of the 1 game because we're not going to go to Louisville. The only person that was going to Louisville was you were talking about it too. But the one person that I knew was going to Louisville is Turk, and he finished 6th. So
Is he going?
Yeah.
yeah, he's going.
His original store is all going, and he was going to go with them.
I don't think he played Legacy.
I don't know.
I would have liked to go, but that would have been a heck of a drive back because of work on Sunday.
Tell me about it. So, I after we decided what we were going to do, I kill him on turn 3. So I have a 2-round bye to Louisville, and I have a 2-round bye tomorrow in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Not going to Wisconsin.
I'll go with you to Louisville if you want to go.
I mean, I'm for going to Louisville. Oh wait, no, we can't call it Louisville. It's Louisville.
Louisville.
It's Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah, you have to pronounce it with as little a little vowels as possible. It's Louisville.
Louisville.
Well, you
Louisville.
can play Magic. I have a friend down there, so yeah.
Louisville.
Turkey.
Turkey. So anyway, are there any announcements that we have going?
I didn't play the GPT.
Well, that's because you own the store.
Shh.
I played competitive Magic for the first time in 6 months.
Didn't you win a Grand Prix trial recently?
The last one was whenever it was Franklin and I gave him the buys. He gave me like more packs of.
Oh, so collusion. Don't say that on recording.
No.
What are they going to do? Issue him a retroactive DCI ban that will then expire because he's been out of the game for like a year?
They can.
Well, I mean,
Although statute of limitations might be okay on that. It doesn't matter.
what is the? Yes, let's consult with our local judges. What is the statute of limitations on violations of DCI code?
Well, I scooped to him, so yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Can I say I shot my opponent in the face to get him DQ'd?
I have always wanted to use my knife as a token.
That does sound like
Because he walked up to me and asked me, "Are you going to wherever it was?" I think it was Detroit. And I said no.
I don't feel like getting shot.
Yeah.
I think it was your exact response.
Yeah,
All right.
so I scooped to him, and yeah.
So here's what it is. Obviously, knife is untapped, okay?
Yes.
I would like to go to combat.
Do it. Just in case it didn't pick it up, he like flicked it open and then tapped it.
I mean,
Apparently, you could be called for threatening your opponent with that. Who knew?
no.
Who knew?
Hooray for visual comedy on a podcast with no video.
Yeah.
No video.
We're
Video.
working on it.
The videos.
I mean, I could,
We're
pull mine out and be like,
We're working on
move to
it.
combat.
There's one in the chamber.
Do you feel lucky, punk?
Not really, because we know it's there.
Do you want to play Russian roulette with the magazine?
With a repeater.
What is it? Shoot 11 or 12?
So, Devin, do you know if you have any events coming up?
Well, it's a 17 plus 1.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think I have one on the 6th
What is
of
it?
January. I think it's GPT.
That sounds right, because that's a Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's standard, because the next day there's one over in St. Clairsville,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think it's modern.
Yeah.
You mean I have to go to St. Clairsville?
I figure you're going to play standard, too.
I mean, you don't have to.
I hope NASCAR.deck is built by then.
It probably will be. But I'm planning on going to yours, obviously. I plan on going to St. Clairsville just to play in that one. Unless
I want to.
the gaming dungeon, like I might do that one. I don't know yet.
Or they haven't.
I don't know.
I think it's standard.
All I know is they got magic going. I want to play.
Woo!
And then I think there was one at Mystic Mountain. I believe there was one there.
Where's that?
Weird. That's where I won my first PPTQ.
Isn't that the one place I went to one time
I don't think so.
and never went back?
The one in Steubenville.
I thought it was East Liverpool.
Oh, East Liverpool. That was the locker room. That place. I wouldn't go back there.
All right. Well, I think it's about time we moved on to the shout-outs.
I would like to shout out Dakota
Why?
because of your marvelous singing voice.
And your nice little soul patch you got trying to start it.
No, this is just my like post-interview beard number, like, what is it now? I think we're in the 20s for sure.
Don't let him lie to you. He wants to be Billy Ray Cyrus.
Not at all. My achy breaky heart was taken out bat and shot in the face with a 12 gauge.
You shouldn't have let it go hunting with Dick Cheney.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were a pheasant.
Well, you know, it has always been a little flighty.
Nailed it. Got there.
But
Or like-
I'm sorry, what? Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'd like to shout out the guy whose deck I'm copying to turn junk into Jund.
I will get you that really quick because I think I have to hit the back button. Oh, here we go. Paul Monterey, you, sir, are a godsend. 2-1 Jeffrey Moore.
I just need to find whatever that card is. Kalidas?
Yes. Kalidas T. Judd, yes.
I got one.
Hey, Devin's got one.
I got like $umpteen million in store credits. So.
Shout out to Bill
Why?
because you finally had your Thanksgiving, buddy.
I did.
You did.
I did.
Yes, we did it.
Got
Shout out
there.
to Devin because you're the only person that has a weapon as well that could use it as a token.
Yeah.
Probably in a more threatening manner. I mean, Bill, you have your knife.
You want to
I
scoop?
think I'm the only one that's not carrying a weapon right now.
I think
I'm
Jeff
not.
isn't either.
Oh, wow.
I need to go back to it, though.
I mean, I like to have the knife.
Devin just lays his
We
gun
need
down.
video.
We really need video. Oh my god.
That is the thing.
Yeah, and I want to point out that he didn't point it at anybody either.
Yeah,
Right at the wall.
He just
Yeah.
pulled it.
Yep.
He just pulled it out of his pocket, set it down on the table, like straight up negotiator style.
And I also find it funny that I did 5 years in the military. That's pretty much the only weapon I never got to fire. I fired everything else. I never fired a 9mm.
Including the mortar that launched telephone poles.
No, that would happen before I got there.
There's a mortar that launches telephone
Okay,
pole.
there's a story of this.
I don't think it's
my-
supposed to.
My job in the
Where
military.
can I find and or
Hold on.
steal this?
You'll get your answer. It'll be fine.
This happened, as far as I know, before I got there. Probably like 6 months before I got there, from like all my training and stuff. Apparently, whenever we actually do our jobs, my job was to send coordinates out to the launchers and make sure it's all right and everything. And the launcher's job is obviously go out there, punch in the coordinates, aim, shoot. Somewhere in between all the checks and everything, 2 numbers got switched around. And when that happens, you're obviously shooting the wrong freaking direction and you're not hitting your target. So the guys went out, aimed, shot the telephone pole. Instead of going out into the designated landing field, which is, I don't know, like probably like 10 square miles maybe, it instead went into a Kmart parking lot outside of the base through someone's car.
That doesn't answer my question. Where do I find and or steal this from?
Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Road trip.
It's about 19 hours.
That sounds like a challenge.
And the 19 hours was with me driving, going the speed limit the entire way, and only stopping 3 times, all 3 for gas.
So what you're telling me is I can do it in 13.
I don't believe that you drive the speed limit.
Well, let's see. Ohio, it's 70 now, so it probably would be like 15 hours now. Indiana's 70, I think.
Well,
65.
I mean, Ohio is basically Thunderdome, so we could probably get across it in half an hour.
Welcome to Thunderdome.
I think you go through a little bit of Illinois. That's 65.
Spin the wheel, Raggedy
And
Man.
the 2 massive states of Missouri and Oklahoma.
Missouri.
Missouri is 65. Oklahoma is basically all toll road, and it's 75.
I have a question. Has anybody noticed how close Missouri sounds to Misery?
Yeah, because it's pretty painful driving through that because it's freaking flat.
To be fair, I think Georgia is worse because it's all just trees and Waffle Houses.
that actually
Well,
sounds like heaven if those Waffle Houses were good.
Well, then drive from here to Daytona Beach, Florida, because that's what I did. And as soon as we got to Virginia, from Virginia till the beginning of Florida, it was trees and Waffle Houses every mile.
And Bojangles, I'd imagine.
There were a few Bojangles. We did stop at one, by the way. Their chicken was decent.
Now, have you flown into the airport in Charlotte in North Carolina?
No, I don't. I've only ever flown on a plane once.
Okay, so I'm flying back from GameStop Expo in Vegas.
GameStop Expo.
Yeah, it's basically like E3.
Oh, did you get to go because you were like a manager
Yes.
or whatever? Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So this is where the Mr. Hanky ice cream truck came from.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
All right. So if you've ever flown in there, you know you're in North Carolina because their airport is in the middle of the woods. Like we were flying, like we were landing, and I saw trees like maybe 50 feet below me. I was like, I think we're crashing. Turns out the runway is just a little bit further, and I didn't know this.
I've only ever been to 3 airports. Dallas, which I've been to once, I believe. Atlanta, which I've probably been to,
Been
at
to
least
Atlanta.
probably 10 times, and I can probably still remember the area. And I've only been to Pittsburgh a couple of times.
Now, I have a question to ask you. When you were in Atlanta for your layover, I imagine, did you get a Coke?
I don't think I did.
I did, and it was the greatest Coke I ever had.
I don't think I ever went to any places to get food there because
I went to Five Guys because I wanted Five Guys in my mouth.
As you do.
No, I think it's fine.
But I don't think I ever went to any place because No, I remember a couple of times coming back from Iraq, I couldn't do anything because I used my debit card to make a phone call, and then Chase was all like, "Wait, you just used your debit card over in Iraq about 16 hours ago, and now you're using it in Atlanta. We're gonna lock it down." It's like, no, it's good. It's me.
If you remember correctly, that happened to me when I came back from Vegas, because I forgot to tell my bank that I was flying to Vegas and I was going to have layover in Phoenix and Charlotte. So I'm flying out of Pittsburgh, and I land in Phoenix, and the manager that flew with me, we were like, "Oh man, we need to get some breakfast." It was like
Was
9.
it Chip?
No, this was Kyle. It was like 9 a.m. Phoenix, and we took off at like 6 from Pittsburgh. So I was like, "Let's get breakfast burritos." You know what the hell? Let's do this. It was like $8 for a breakfast burrito, but the thing was the size of my head. So I was like, "Okay, this is fine." So I paid with my debit card. Don't even think twice. And
Draw card.
and we get after I eat the burrito, I don't even like whatever. I get to Vegas. I don't spend any money on my debit card at all. They pay for everything, including there was one meal I had to pay for, but I didn't have to pay for it because they give us a gift card too. And it was at the Gordon Ramsay Burger Bar, which $60 is way too much for a burger. Well, for 2 burgers. Yeah. I paid for the manager from Washington, which he actually now has my store, well, my old store. For the 2 of us to eat there, burgers, fries, and drinks in tip was like $60. It would have come out to like $52. I'm like, screw it, just have the whole thing. Yeah.
I wouldn't even tip, man.
Yeah, I know, right? So I get back, and I'm like, I'm going to buy dinner for everybody for picking me up from the airport. And I go to pay the tab. Well, pay for my meal in Charlotte. This is the first transaction I've done in a week on my debit card. It's locked because I bought a burrito in Phoenix. I tried to call my bank on the way to Cheddar's, and nobody's there because it's like 6 o'clock on a Sunday.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, everybody paid for my dinner. I felt like a giant jackass. And then that's one you don't have to censor because that's not a cuss word. So
He's talking about a donkey.
that's right, because I am one. And I ended up buying dinner for my parents. I bought dinner for you. Obviously, I bought dinner for the ex-girlfriend because she showed up. We were still together, so you know. We make mistakes.
That was a big mistake.
Yeah. yes, it was.
Sorry.
So I buy a dinner for my dad and stepmother as well because they picked me up from the airport straight up. The next year, I remember to actually call ahead. So I have a layover in Atlanta. I buy a Coke on my card, and then I bought 5 Guys. And I was like, okay, cool, my card works. You know, whatever. And I get to Anaheim. Oh, my God, I woke up the next morning, and Anaheim was the most gorgeous thing I'd ever seen in my life. I was there for a week and never went to Disneyland.
Never had time to.
No. I mean, the one night that I had time to was the expo night. And I don't want to leave there because that place is like Christmas. Especially when South Park hadn't come out yet.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick shout out to Gung Ho Entertainment and Grasshopper Manufacturer for their new game, which I've started playing recently, Let It Die, which is like Dark Souls mashed with Rogue's Legacy,
Ooh.
mashed with No More Heroes.
You mean games came out this week that aren't The Last Guardian?
And it's for PS4, and here's the kicker, it's free. It's down. You can get it on the PSN store right now. Don't cost you a dime. So, yeah, go check it out. I'm on floor 9, and the floor 6 boss was things I won't say, but they start with the letter B.
Big.
Wrong one. I'll take it. But, anyway, if you like what we do, give us a like, share the video, leave us a comment, let us know what we need to do. You know.
We need to get Cole on here more.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our production. We will see you next time on Casually Spike.
Bye.
We are out.